I think they will definitely come with a strong indictment of what is happening on the ground, because that is in conformity with almost a decade of international one after another reports coming and at least insinuating that there is something happening under what Chinese president politely calls ethnic assimilation. And therefore, I don't think they will be deviating from the overall sentiment. We have noticed that from early this year, the Biden administration, followed by Dutch Parliament and the British Parliament, Canadian Parliament, they have all now openly called it genocide, which is Anthony Blinken called it a crime against humanity. So that sentiment over a period of time has been kind of, building that groundswell of a sentiment, which is one after another saying that there is something terribly wrong happening inside China. But I think more than just the sort of blame fixing, some hard strategies are also beginning to be now looked upon, which would begin to pinch the Chinese and could see some impact on the ground. And the report I want to highlight here is Sheffield Hallam University's report that came out this month only. It's interestingly titled Laundering Cotton. And it wants to underline that it is not just engaging the major powers, which are increasingly, partly because of their own tensions with China, are kind of coming together in this anti-China campaign, shall we say, just saying it is a genocide. But more important is that about five major suppliers of, 85% of cotton of China is produced in Xinjiang. And interesting is that half of it does not go directly to the advanced countries.
Yeah.
52% of it is going to intermediary countries like Bangladesh, Kenya, Mexico, smaller Indonesia, one after another, even sometime even India, where then, whether it is yarn or fabric or final clothing, is supplied to top 100 brands around the world, which therefore looks like exports from these intermediary countries and not from China.
Yeah, we know how the game is played, so yes.
This report says you need to build far more nuanced strategies to begin to hurt China where it hurts most. And that could perhaps be far more effective than the report that we are discussing, which would perhaps again come with certain amount of lip service.
Is in a modern world, when we are seeing this happening before our eyes, and now credible eyewitness testimony through an extensive hearing done by qualified people is going to come up next week and tell us, give us greater insight, confirm our worst suspicions. What can we do?
Interesting it is, Rishabh, that you mentioned Tacitus. Xi Jinping himself has been invoking Tacitus gap himself, using that to say we need to assimilate media, masses, and everybody else, military, into the party. But let me come to the point. I think there is no dearth of norms, laws, and Laura mentioned about Genocide Convention. Let me quote that. It defines genocide not act. It says intent to destroy, in whole or part, national, ethnical, racial, or religious groups. So there is a whole amount of leeway if countries wish to actually act upon. So the report that you mentioned, which is going to come out in terms of its arbitration on 9th of December, will be one more indictment by one more group or one more group of people. What is required is hard and bold initiatives, which are lacking, and that is simply because all countries which are capable, their policies towards minorities in China continue to be nothing but subset of their China policy. And when they're parlaying China, you notice the recent summit between Xi Jinping and Joe Biden, how it began, reflection of great friendship between the two. So because it remains a subset of their China policy in general, therefore they only raise these issues only to bargain with the Chinese, not to resolve the issues on the ground.
Okay, well,